Nothing like a long night and waking up in the wrong town. Welcome back to Tale of Two Towns. It's a nice thing that we've woken up in Konohana, because we got a few things we can do here. First of them, another one of Dr. Ayame's usual requests. She either asked for weeds or poison mushrooms. And the poison mushroom one has an even funnier response, I think. Early in the morning, you can always find her and Hiro upstairs. That's a shame. Have something poisonous. She really loves teasing you. For no particular reason. She must scare the shit out of her patients. No, that's not strychnine. You're adorable. Next quick thing. Mako asked me for a couple of bugs the other day. His response is kind of sad. He wanted bugs because he kept scaring the kids. And well, if he has bugs, now they'll like him. Because bugs sure seem like Ying's thing. Try saying that 5 times fast. They don't cry anymore when I throw this in their face. Indeed it is. Now if only you actually gave me something useful, instead of pre-made green tea. A number of the cooking items you can get in this game are different types of teas. If they're pre-cooked, in the case of Mako, you can't use them. But if they come in the can, they don't spoil, for one, which is nice. You just stuff them in your storage and forget about them. And you can use them in a few recipes. Including tea, obviously. Now I came here because I'm waiting for this shop to open. It's 10. The actual shop doesn't open until 10:11 because he has to walk over to the desk. But it's about time we actually bought some crop seeds. Plenty of requests will be for the crops. Annoyingly, this game will actually have requests for crops that you can't get until later years. You don't get all of the crops at the start. They have to unlock. Heading back home and running into every barrier possible. I don't know if I've talked about this particular type of request. Luckily, I caught a small trout on the way here. But another request you can get, depending on what village you're in, either Ina in Konohana or Rose in Bluebell will ask you to deliver something to another person. They won't have the item. You have to produce it yourself. And the picture in the request will be for the person making the request, not for who you need to deliver it to, so you need to pay attention. It's mildly annoying, but at least the dialogue is faster. I'm probably never gonna do any more of Rose's requests. All she ever gives me is chicken feed. Then again, we are raising a bunch of animals on this particular game, so we'll see. It's not like chicken feed's expensive. Especially with how much I'm making. Finally found a mushroom that wasn't poisonous. Later seasons we can get different types of mushrooms, but for the most part they're used for the same recipes. Also got a new type of butterfly. On the subject of the different mushrooms. If you guys haven't seen yet in the thread, I did do a quick stream of Harvest Moon 3D: A New Beginning, which takes a lot from this game. On a side note, if you don't know where Mako is, he's usually down here. But one thing that A New Beginning did that this game doesn't do so well is when it comes to cooking, you have a lot more freedom with the ingredients you can use. Because for this one, if you need a particular crop for a recipe, you need that one crop. You cannot switch it out for something else similar. In some cases, even for mushrooms, which otherwise are used for the same things. In A New Beginning, you're allowed a lot more freedom. There are a lot of recipes that just ask for milk, and then you can use regular milk, great milk, yak milk. It all adds up to the same thing, and sometimes it'll ask you for a crop, and then you can use literally any crop, including bamboo shoots, which technically aren't crops, you just find them up in the mountain. On the other hand, this game actually lets you discover recipes by cooking. In New Beginning, you have to actually find the recipe before you can cook anything. Like I said, every game is one step forward, one step back. Now, I haven't actually looked at the request list very much. You can see I still need to do something for Reina, but... the request history, as long as there's that flower there, it means you have completed it, and it's good. If you don't finish the request, it'll stay there in the request history, but you won't get the flower, and it'll be a stain on your good conscience. And we've got a cutscene with Grady. Well, if I don't know what you're talking about, I guess you'll have to explain it. We cannot get that horse until we've cleared out the tunnel, though. The rest of this, we do know already. But I won't, because you're not marryable. I expect that to be read out in a very creepy monotone. When they say we can rent horses, they're all the same type of horse. Doesn't really matter. Might as well just keep the one we have. On to the next day, and it's finally the day of the first cooking festival. And since it's the first month, Rutger's gonna help us cheat. So for these first 4 festivals, Rutger's gonna come to your house in the morning, and he's gonna actually give you the ingredients to use to cook. The ingredients he gives you and the particular recipe that he wants you to cook is different from the one that you would get if you were in Konohana. Here we'd make caprese salad. In Konohana we would make cucumber namul. But we still need to be reminded that today's a cooking festival. Ding. Always satisfying. So you look and see, he gave us some motherfucker ingredients. We also get to keep the recipe. Although you'll notice that even though both ingredients were 5 stars, we still only got a 4-star caprese salad. Not sure why that is. Maybe if we just had more ingredients, it would actually be 5 stars. Also, if you need to get in Diego's house, but the front door is locked, he always keeps the back unlocked. That's very stupid of you. I think his is the only house you can actually break into when it's locked. Since today is a cooking festival, people are going to be hanging out inside of their house, and after the cooking festival, you'll be able to actually get to them if you need to. Luckily, Rose wants me to deliver something to Diego. So he's easy to get to. Like locking the door. Literally just picked up the request, Diego. Cool your tits. For those requests, the person that you deliver the item to doesn't give you anything. You have to make the delivery and then go to Rose or Ina, and then they'll give you the item. It just seems like busy work. I'm not sure why they made those types of requests. Yeah, whatever. I still need to level up. Speaking of leveling up, that's probably why my Caprese salad is only 4 stars, because I haven't cooked much and my cooking level is pretty low as well. But as we cook, the food we make will become better quality. While exploring, found another type of grasshopper. Now I'm actually early here, so I can't do anything. Ina doesn't have the time of day because they didn't decide to stay at her town. Another weed. And I've used the various transportation things around the mountain 100 times. This is, of course, completely useless. It's just Arvescott is saying, hey, you did something. But whatever. Time for the cooking festival. Don't eat your entry. Remember to put it in the hold slot, and then talk to the mayor. You'll have 3 options. You either choose I'm in, and then if you're holding your entry, you will enter the contest. I'll cheer you all on just means you'll watch from the sidelines. Both ways will increase the friendship of the 2 mayors. But of course, actually entering the contest is the best way to increase that. So there's 2 different ways with 4 different amounts of friendship meter increase. That is a terrible sentence, and I'm going to try to think of a better way to say that. But basically, as long as you go to the cooking festivals, their friendship will increase, so it doesn't matter. Also, their trash talk is completely childish, and I hate reading it. If you've played the old Harvest Moons, you might be surprised by this guy. Because that is not the gourmet people are used to. Certainly wasn't the gourmet I'm used to. He's actually a bachelor in a couple Harvest Moon games, including the Sunshine Islands. So the people on each village's teams kind of cycles. Usually it's the same 4 or 5 people. You can usually tell how well each person is going to do by how close your friendship with that particular person is. I'm not exactly friends with anyone right now, so Pierre's impressions of our cooking are going to be kind of middling. See, even my Caprese salad isn't particularly impressing him. Even though it's a 4-star salad. It's got to be pretty good. One thing that I unfortunately didn't get to record, because for some reason I guess everyone's cooking was alright, is sometimes someone will enter a failed dish, and it'll look disgusting, and Pierre will react appropriately. And it's kind of amusing. Not so amusing when it's on your team, but when it's on the other team, it's basically a guarantee you're gonna win. But it's looking like Konohana's gonna win this one. This is the only cooking festival I've ever played through that I didn't fast forward through. This shit takes forever. You are just playing it up, aren't you? You basically said to every single dish, it's okay. But it's such a hard decision to decide when I can't form an opinion on any of them. So he's gonna walk around and just kind of think for a little bit. He's either gonna walk to Team Bluebell on the 3rd or walk over to Team Konohana on the 4th. If he walks over to Team Konohana on the 4th, it means they've won. So that's how you tell early on. So yep, Team Konohana won this particular cooking festival. Because we sucked? I'd like to see an M-rated Harvest Moon game. Just because the trash talk would be so much better. And as soon as they're done bitching each other out, they go completely back to official. After the festival, your mayor will come up to you and give you a particular prize. Even if you didn't win, you usually still get something pretty good. In our case, an onion. Can only really cook one thing with it if we wanted. But hey, onions are nice. And we can't actually grow onions yet, so might as well. But since we lost, we only get a half heart in the friendship meter. But it's a work in progress, at least. Can I get a good? No. That's a pity. Oh, hey! It was on a save file! Let's see me actually win this bitch. This is the worst trash talk anyone has ever written. Even awkward child trash talk is more engaging than this. What a surprise, Team Bluebell won, yay. It's basically random who's gonna win. If the dish you enter is like 5 stars, you have a pretty good chance. But if you aren't really friends with anyone, it can be anyone's game. Oh, consarn it. And for actually winning the first cooking competition, we actually get something pretty good. Great butter. Depending on how many times you actually win the cooking competition, the things they give you will change. After a point, Ina starts giving you mithril, which is expensive as hell, and something you can't really use right now, so might as well just bin it, because that cash is lovely. And we get a lot more progress on the friendship meter. Not a full heart, but it'll add up. We get 4 cooking competitions each month, so... There we go. That's how you know this is the good save file. On a side note, Lainey wanted a couple walnuts. Took me forever to find those walnuts. All sorts of recipes. Marvelous has a terrible track record of localizing their games. People are really hopeful that because XC took over localizing most of the Harvest Moon games, it'll actually get better, and there won't be so many typos. But we'll see. I don't really know anything about Story of Seasons yet, even though it comes out this month. So I might be getting it next month, and we'll see. Here's a secret. If you come over to Howard's bed, you can read his diary. And depending on if you're male or female, you can read about the 2 local bachelors or bachelorettes, so you can learn their schedules and a couple things they like. For example, now we know that Cam likes spicy food. Yeah, camp uncles are great. I have one. The dude's hilarious. One particular Christmas, he and my cousins started talking about how as you get older, your butt starts to recede. And so we decided that if you didn't particularly have a butt, obviously you would start going concave. Therefore, now we have the parabolic butt theorem. And that's the kind of conversations you have when you have a hilarious camp gay uncle. If you want to learn about the 2 romanceable people over in Konohana, in that case you have to go over to Dr. Ayami's cabinet. When you go over to Konohana after you've won a festival, everyone will comment, "You should enter next time for us." Whereas over in Bluebell, they'll remark whether you won or lost. And here you see me having a mental battle with myself. Do I sell the great butter or do I keep it? Ultimately, I decided to sell it, because great butter is used for particular recipes, none of which I will be able to use anytime soon. The butter will spoil by the time that comes around. Butter I might be able to use, but I don't know. Also, I was wrong. We get the pot relatively quickly here. It takes longer than it really should. What we do get next season is the frying pan, and then the season after we get the spice rack. Back at home, I finally decided to test that question I had the other day. Can I actually drop one of my Wonderfuls somewhere and save some space in my storage? The answer is no. That's really annoying, because every Wonderful takes up 1 slot, and there's multiple Wonderfuls, and you cannot use any of them until you've gotten all of them. Makes me wish they would have come up with an alternate place to put them. Because in A New Beginning, they're not called Wonderfuls, they're called fragments. And when you collect them, you make blueprints to make new and weird items. But those you keep in a desk by your bed, not in the storage where you keep all the other items. Speaking of the pod checking the footage, I actually get that the very next day. So look forward to that next time. Now that we've been through the first week and the first cooking festival, we're going to be breezing through to the next one and through spring to summer. So strap in. This is going to be a fast one. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you stick around, and I'll see you next time.